What's up everyone? So thanks for joining me again, and this is another episode in the series of the Royal Marines training, or military training, whatever. All very similar. So this one is a popular request that I've had, and it's a video on Shin Splints and getting Shin Splints, developing Shin Splints as you go through military and Royal Marines training. It's been no secret before, and I've said in my previous videos that I suffer with Shin Splints quite badly, and I've actually done a separate video, an entire video based on Shin Splints and how to prevent them, and also how to, if you have got them, so how to recover from them and then build back up your running. So I'm not going to go over all ground, so what I will do is I'll link the video at the end on the end screen, by here or over there somewhere, depending on how you bother putting it. So if you haven't seen that one already, do take a look. There's a lot of information there that I've found myself from my own personal experience, what I was advised at the time, and also my own research that I conducted at the time and afterwards, subsequently. So today I'm going to talk more about the experiences I had in recruit training and sort of prior to training, and hopefully then, if you're looking at this and you're in a similar sort of position, you can hopefully you see it as a kind of a lesson to not make the same mistakes I did, and or hopefully see that there could be some kind of light at the end of the tunnel for you. So I picked up Shin Splints at the before my PRMC. I actually had it before PRMC. So if you're in that situation and you haven't started training, you haven't got your PRMC yet, you're in a really good position to do something about it. I, on the other hand, did absolutely nothing about it. I just continued running, I continued training, just thought I would get better and just cracked on. There wasn't so much knowledge about training, running, different types of footwear, etc. back then. I don't even think I didn't have phones and like mobile smartphones back then, so we didn't have as much information. I remember somebody, I think my mum actually, said to me, "Why don't you look at getting an insole to put in your trainer?" And I did that, but I just went to the local sports store and just bought the first insole I saw, which, looking back at it, was probably the worst thing I could have done. It wasn't the right style of insole. Later on down the line I bought another insole which I actually put in my boots, and I would recommend doing that, but that was a decent insole. It was a proper, just basically a normal insole, because the boots we were getting didn't have anything in them. It was just literally solid rubber and then nothing. So I just shoved this insole into the boot, and that helped matters. But like the original ones I bought, I think they were designed for people with specific running conditions, which I didn't know anything about that at the time. So yeah, I think I bought the wrong one. Good intention, following advice that I was given with good intention, but because I was just like a kid who just didn't have a clue about anything, just went and bought the first one I saw, that'll do, whacked them in the trainers, so it probably didn't help matters. Anyway, so I started training then, we got PRMC, still niggling, not too bad, continued running, kept going, joined training, still had Shin Splints. Of course, it didn't get any better, it got worse and worse and worse and worse as training went on, which just makes, all it does then is it just makes something that's hard, or relatively hard anyway, that much more difficult, because even like a 4-mile run, which you could do normally, no problem, suddenly becomes excruciatingly painful. And for me it was the speed marches I found would aggravate it the most. I did not like those one bit, and that was more because of the pains I was getting in my shins and my lower limbs, rather than the actual sort of anything else about it. So if I didn't have those pains, then it would have made life a lot more easier for me. So what can you do once you're in training and you've got Shin Splints? Guys, you've got to ice it as soon as you're able to. Apply ice on the sore part, and there's not really a way to sort of cure it when you get down there. I remember I went to the doctor that was there on camp, sick bay, sorry, and they sat me down and they were literally like, it's really bad, we might need to back troop you. And I was just like, no, do not back troop me, please don't back troop me, whatever, I'll do, whatever, I can't be back trooped. And she just smiled and went, walked off, came out of a thing with a prescription for me, and it was massive ibuprofen tablets and cocodamols and things like that. And she said, right, take those, and yeah, crack on. But to be honest, I didn't really take them that much. I was supposed to take the two of them together, occasionally took them, but to be honest I just didn't really. So yeah, I just pushed through it, just cracked on. I had a cut build. There was a couple of days when I had like no running check. They give you a little slip, you see you're not allowed to run for a day or whatever, and I think that helped me quite a lot. But what I did find was, how did I get over it? Well, to be honest with you guys, nothing really. I was given stretches and things like that by the physio, and they did absolutely nothing. Nothing was helping it. The only thing, what I probably would have needed was like 3 weeks off completely, but that doesn't happen in training. It just, it doesn't happen at all. It was quite strange really, because I kept going and it was getting harder, it was getting worse and worse and worse. It'd flare up and then it kind of disappear for a bit, and they were all talking about stress fractures and things like that at the time, whenever I got it looked at. And then I think, I can't remember what week it was. It was whatever week you do the Tarzan assault course at Quaint, whatever week that was. I actually caught diarrhea and vomiting, so embarrassingly enough. But what they did is they had to put me in quarantine for like 24 hours. So they just shove you in the sick bay, in the ward, and they just say, like, stay here. There's nothing to do really apart from eat toast, drink cups of tea, and lie in bed and read books or whatever. And then when I came out of that, I didn't really suffer from it. So I think my body must have just gone, oh my God, you've got time, you're actually lying down, you're resting, you're recovering. And I think it must have just put everything into healing that. And then when I came back then, I didn't really suffer from it as much. So it was, strangely enough, it was literally a miraculous recovery. And then what I did find then is, when I was training later, doing any kind of runs, I would try and warm up a little bit more beforehand, and I really found that helped. I hope this video was helpful. I mean, there's not much really you can take from it. There's no kind of how-tos, or it's not really a how-to guide or anything like that. I've done that previously, so please look at the other video. But I just want, if you are in a position, and say you're in recruit training now, or in the future you go into recruit training and you start experiencing the pains, then it is completely normal. Just get it looked at in a sick bay when you get time. They'll probably give you some kind of anti-inflammatories. They do physio there as well, and they will give you a no phys chip for a certain amount of time. But just be aware you may get back trooped at some point. How you deal with it is entirely up to you. Whether you just want to grit your teeth and just crack on, like I did for most of it. And I know for a fact that most people who are in recruit training now were determined, and they will just go, yeah, whatever, just crack on. And yeah, that just seems to be what Marines are generally like with a lot of things. So you hear stories about guys running a 30 mile with broken legs. Most of the people on my 30 miler had injuries everywhere, and it was just a case of cracking on. So yeah, all the best guys, and good luck. Hopefully see you soon.